Plaintiff Edward Milenchik says he's been a Chicago Cubs baseball fan for years. And a few years ago, he was fortunate enough to get season tickets. Edward claims every season the defendant has purchased some of his tickets from him, but this season, he didn't pay for his portion of the tickets, so he's suing. Defendant Philip Selman says he's been a huge Cubs fan since he was a child, and he's at every game, rain or shine, win or lose, cheering on his team. Philip claims his company writes the checks to Edward to pay for the tickets, not him. So he's countersuing because he believes Edward's lawsuit is frivolous.
Start with you.
Well, first, I've been a Cubs fan for many, many years, and I was even at the Bartman game when he dropped the ball and watched Moises Alou act like an idiot in the outfield. But that was the closest we've come in about 100 years. And
the closest will be in 100 years.
Yeah. So that's what it is. I was very fortunate several years ago to get what they call night and weekend tickets to the games. But obviously, I can't go to 55 games a year. So several years ago, a friend of mine from my synagogue introduced me over the phone to Mr. Selman, said that he might be interested in purchasing some of my extra tickets to use for clients of his.
What year was this?
Probably about 203 or 204. I'm not positive. And every year I would talk to Mr. Selman, say, are you still interested? He'd say yes. I'd make up a list of the tickets that I was not able to use, send him that list, tell him how much I was asking for the tickets, to drop the tickets off at his place of business, and he would give me a check. One year, in fact, the check was not available, and he said, well, there was a problem getting it cut, et cetera, et cetera. But I trusted him. I've trusted him since, and I've trusted him before, and he always produced the check. That check came in about 4 to 6 weeks.
All right, let me hear some background from you.
First of all, like Dr. Milenchik, I am a huge, huge Cubs fan. I am there rain or shine, win or lose. I've been there for the losses and hopefully the wins.
More losses.
He's saying more losses. Huh?
Yeah, well,
I'm not talking about the Cubs.
And,
They're all right with me. Go ahead.
Right. And I am always there to cheer on the Cubs. They're my team, whether they win or lose. And I'll be there for the next century, probably waiting for them to get a world championship.
That's if you pay for your tickets.
Well, yes, it is. Some of my fondest memories, Your Honor, were going to the game as a child with my dad. And when I became a father, I've got 3 gorgeous children, 2 boys, and this young lady sitting here in court with you. I wanted to impart those same values and memories to my children that I had opportunity growing up.
When did you and he get involved with each other on the tickets?
Well, it wasn't until, like Doctor said, until about 2003. And up until today, I've never laid eyes on the gentleman.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
it's all been by telephone or by emails.
Okay.
But I want to clarify something.
Go ahead.
It is not my personal checks or in my personal finances that pay for these tickets. It's the company I work for that's always paid for the tickets.
And what's the arrangement with your company?
That they pay for the tickets, we take the tickets, we can give them to clients, we use them for personal use. And my daughter...
So your company has in the past given them to other employees instead of you, or have you always received them?
I have always received
No one
tickets.
else in the company or no other clients of the company have received them, just you.
Correct.
All right, so you were the beneficiary of the tickets, and he dealt with the company, however. He never dealt with you.
On payments, yes, sir.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I never spoke with a single person in the company except my friend who introduced me to Mr. Selman and Mr. Selman.
When you would ask or receive your money, who would that discussion or email be between?
Mr. Selman and me.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
So I'm asking him to pay me for this year's tickets. This year was an unusual circumstance. I had the tickets. I sent him an email in January or December. He said, yes, he was fine with it, even though the economy was not doing well. When I finally got the tickets from the Cubs, found out the new prices, which I was not very happy with. But asked if he was still interested. He said, okay. I said I would be in town, drop off the tickets. The check will be there, no problem. Dropped off the tickets. He was not there. The administrative personnel said they did not have the check. They had no money for me. I said, fine. He's paid me in the past. I thought I was being really nice. And I said, here are the tickets. Have Mr. Selman get me the check and mail it to me.
Did he use the tickets?
Yes, sir, he did. And I know that because the person that owns the season tickets next to me reported to me when I asked him, on many occasions, people were at those games sitting in those seats.
All right. Why don't you think you should pay for him? Is it because the company has an obligation to him to pay?
In part, Your Honor, I had given my daughter 2 tickets to July 7th's game. My daughter, she's required 20 operations within the last 5 years due to her glaucoma. She wasn't able to go out, enjoy sunlight, or sit under the bright lights of Wrigley Field. So last March, she underwent the 20th operation on her eyes. It not only did it save her eye from being taken permanently, but it also allowed her to kind of regain some of the joys of life and go back to somewhat functioning normally. So she was all happy that I gave her tickets for her birthday. About 2 hours before the game, I received an email from Dr. Milanchek saying that the tickets will be no good. They'll be stopped at the door. That being said,
Did he say why?
because of non-payment, sir. That being said, my daughter, I didn't want her to get embarrassed or be stopped at the gate, so I scrambled around and I called 5 ticket brokers, finally found a pair of tickets for the game that day, paid through the nose. She
was able to attend?
Yes, she was.
All right, I'm glad to hear that. Now, once again, did you use any of the tickets he gave to you?
Yes, I did.
All right, that's what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Not the ticket broker that was able to fulfill your daughter's wishes, and which I am very glad to hear occurred. Now, the whole issue here is whether there was a contract between you and him, and whether the contract was with the company as you proposed. One, the contract is between you and him because you were the only one in communication with him. You received the tickets from him. You used all the tickets that you received from him. He expected payment from you. He gave the tickets to you. Just because your company paid on your behalf, your company didn't have a contract with him. That's like your mother loaning you the money to buy the tickets. You don't say, sue my mama, because she loaned me the money to pay for the tickets. No, you made the contract with him. So, you have any other evidence you want to present?
I have the list of the tickets. I have the cost of the courts, et cetera. I'd be more than happy to provide that to you.
You have any evidence you want to submit?
Yes, Your Honor.
What
I've
is
got
it?
emails from Dr. Milanchek to me basically stating that he's waiting for my boss, for a check from my boss. So basically I felt that when he couldn't get to that to fruition, he kind of took a second bite of the apple and sued me personally and went around and
he
sued
should
me.
be suing your mother. I'm not your mother. He should be suing the company.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have one additional email.
What's that?
I did indeed try to get in touch with his boss on multiple occasions. He did not respond for quite a long period of time. And if I may read his email to me, I received a few of your message, wanted to talk to you, but I've been extremely tied up. And my apologies for the tardy response. First, I would like to tell you I never authorized Phil Selman to take the tickets, nor make any commitments on behalf of, and I left the company name out, nor on my behalf. I had received a few emails from him regarding the issue, but did not, and that's in capitals, authorize any such thing. I have come to understand he had you drop them off at the company's offices, and he proceeded to take possession and use them. Any claims you may have should be directed to him. Once the tickets...
You about to be fired, Doc. Go ahead. What else?
Once I realized the tickets were not going to be paid for and not returned, I made an arrangement with him, which was one of the 3 emails I gave you, to drop off the remaining tickets, give me an IOU for the tickets that were used.
And we don't have to go any further with this, sir. $2,500 for a frivolous lawsuit. How does he owe you?
Well, because when I was served the subpoena, basically I had to hire an attorney.
You were supposed to. Go ahead. What else?
And the lawsuit should not be directed at me. You know, he's got for the last 5 years, my bosses have always paid
on your behalf.
The company's behalf.
The company didn't use them, and he didn't contract with the company. The boss said that, in fact, you misrepresented their efforts on their behalf. You lied to your company. Now, your boss says it right here that you were defrauding your company. You were misrepresenting your company. And even that being the case, based on the facts as I heard them and as I explained to you, it was you contracting with him. He didn't contract with your company. Just because your company paid for it didn't mean he had a contract with them. He had a contract with you, sir. And frivolous lawsuits have to do with intentionally filing a claim that you know has no merit, and that perhaps you were doing it for some reason to punish or be malicious in suing someone. He certainly wasn't being malicious. He certainly had merit. He has so much so that he won the case today. Your claim is dismissed. $2,305. You and he had a contract together. You didn't have a contract with the company. He breached that contract by failing to pay. Your claim is dismissed. It did have merit. It was not frivolous. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.